New videos every day. When you order coffee or you order tea at a restaurant, how many sugar packets do you add into your coffee or tea? Today I'm going to show you in sugar packets how much sugar each of these drinks contained, and I was completely shocked. I think it's pretty shocking once you see how much sugar these drinks contain, so let's go ahead and dive right in. I'm curious to know which of these drinks you think contains the most sugar. So I'm joined today by a SlimFast, Arizona iced tea, vitamin water, coconut water, Powerade, a Monster energy drink, a Fruit Shoot kids drink, Minute Maid cranberry juice, Dr. Pepper, Sprite, Mountain Dew, Coca-Cola, and this Frappuccino Frappa-hoo-ha coffee drink. Let me know which one you think contains the most sugar, and we'll see if you're right once we get to the end of this video. So I want to get started. Let's go ahead and start with this Powerade, right? So Powerade is a beverage that people drink while they're working out. This supposedly is a beverage that's full of electrolytes, is gonna hydrate us, is gonna be something good to drink while we are working out, but let's see if that's true or not. Looking over at this ingredient label, it's important to note that the serving size is 12 ounces, but this actually has 2.5 servings in it. So the total amount of sugar in this Powerade is 52.5 grams of sugar. So if we were going to show what that looks like in sugar packets, I've got my sugar packets here. Each sugar packet contains 4 grams of sugar. So to get around 52.5 grams of sugar, that's going to be 13 sugar packets. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And while I'm doing this, let me know, how many sugar packets do you add to your tea? I mean, would you ever add 13 packets of sugar to your tea or coffee? Because that's how much is contained in this Powerade right here. Now, it's important to note that that Powerade is not the drink with the most amount of sugar in it. So once again, I want to pose to you, can you guess which one of these drinks has the most sugar? I bet you can't guess. Similarly, which one has the least? Is it the vitamin water or the Arizona tea, the coconut water? Let's keep on going here. So now let's go ahead and do the SlimFast, right? Okay, so here's another beverage that is marketing itself as something that's going to help you lose weight. This is part of a healthy lifestyle. This is going to be good for your waistline. And look, they even shaped the bottle funny to make you, extra think that it's going to be good for your waistline. Let's see, so we've got about a 10-ounce serving in this bottle and 18 grams of sugar in this bottle. Now I just have to point out, this is tiny. If this was my meal replacement, I would probably drink 2 of these, right? Because this is a really small amount of drink. But 18 grams of sugar, since these are 4 grams of sugar per packet, it would be about 4.5, but we'll just go ahead and put 4 down here to signify 4 grams of sugar in that SlimFast. Next up is this Arizona iced tea. Now this is another one where, we've got our serving size is 8 ounces, but there's actually 3 servings in this container. So even though one serving only has 17 grams of sugar, there's actually 51 grams of sugar in this entire bottle. And chances are, if you buy one of these, you're gonna end up drinking the whole thing. So 51 grams of sugar, that's gonna put us just a little bit less than what's in the Powerade. And again, we're gonna need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's see, so that brings us up to 40 grams of sugar. 44, 48. 52. We'll kind of round up just by 1 gram of sugar. So there we go. Lots of sugar packets there in that Arizona iced tea. They're gonna spill over a little bit, but you get the idea. Vitamin water, once again, a product that is marketing itself to you as something that's healthy, something that's good for you, something that's gonna be a good part of your healthy diet. But we can look at our sugar content here, and it's 31 grams. So they actually have listed the content for this whole bottle. So this is a 20-ounce bottle with 31 grams of sugar. Wow. Alrighty, so we will do, here's 5 packs of sugar there. Bring us up to 20 grams. And then we'll go ahead and do 3 more. So that brings us basically 32 grams of sugar. So again, I'm rounding up just a little bit, but that gives you the idea of what is contained in that healthy vitamin water. So let me know if any of these surprised you that we've covered so far. And let me know if you have a guess on which has the most sugar. I'll give you a hint. It's actually not this Coca-Cola. So if you guessed that coconut water was the least amount of sugar, then you guessed correctly. Coconut water is naturally sweet and delicious. So the sugar contained in this drink is the natural occurring sugar that occurs in the coconut. It's not refined sugar being added to the drink. Lady Gaga loves coconut water, which is awesome. So there's 4 grams of sugar per serving and 4 servings in this bottle. So there's actually 16 grams of sugar in this carton of coconut water, but even with those 4 servings in there, it still lands itself down here with the least amount of sugar. And I will signify that with 4 sugar packets. And I just have to point out that that whole carton of coconut water, full of electrolytes, super refreshing, has has the same amount of sugar as this little bitty tiny skinny little SlimFast. And furthermore, the electrolytes that this drink is, trying to sell itself to you for, you get natural electrolytes in the coconut water. So by far of all the drinks on this table, the coconut water is probably the only one that I would drink. Let's keep on moving on. So I want to go ahead and do these 2 juice drinks here, because again, these are products that are kind of being marketed as, a healthier alternative to some of these other drinks. And this one is actually being marketed to kids. And I looked at a lot of different kids juice drinks, Capri Sun and Kool-Aid, and a lot of them had a lot of sugar in them. I grabbed this one because it was the only one I could find individually packaged. So a couple things I want to point out as we look at the back of this ingredient label. We've got only 10% juice, and our third ingredient is sugar. So if you really did just juice an orange itself and drink that juice, it would offer you a little bit more benefit, but this is a juice flavored drink that is mostly composed of refined sugar that's not good for us. So looking at our sugar content, we've got 32 grams of sugar in this little bitty tiny 10-ounce bottle. So looking over here, actually, I guess this drink is actually going to end up in between the tea and the vitamin water. It has just 1 more gram of sugar than this coconut water does, but it's worth noting what a small amount of beverage that is. So again, for 32 grams of sugar, we're going to get 8 sugar packets. So now on to this Minute Maid. So again, we've got another juice flavored drink. Again, looking at this ingredient label, we've got 25% juice blend, with our, second ingredient being the high fructose corn syrup and sugar. Now, this little baby, this is about 15 ounces, contains 71 grams of sugar. So by far the most of any of the drinks that we have talked about so far. I already counted out my sugar packets. This is 18 sugar packets, so that's technically 72 grams of sugar. Had to round up just a little bit. That is a lot of sugar. Could you ever imagine yourself putting 18 packets of sugar into something and drinking it? You got to realize that's basically what you're doing when you drink a drink like this. So I'm going to just go ahead and keep this over here on the worse end, and we'll see where these other guys fall in relation. Let's go ahead and do this little frappa-hoo-ha coffee drink here. So this little baby, we've got about 13.7 ounces, and in the bottle, 45 grams of sugar. So this one's actually going to end up falling a little less than that Arizona iced tea. Again, for 45 grams of sugar, I counted out about 11 sugar packets. So here we go, and that little baby has got a lot of sugar there. That's a lot of sugar, but it's a little hard to tell how much it is in those packets. So I want to show you what 16 packets of sugar looks like. And again, I did a whole video called Best and Worst Drinks, where I went through pretty much all of these beverages and some additional ones, read the ingredients, gave you guys a real clear idea of which ones are the best, which ones are the worst. So if you want to hear more about drinks and all the other reasons you should not be drinking sodas, you can check out that video too. Alrighty. It's getting sweet up in here in Corrina's mystery grocery bag. Okay, and you know, we are not even halfway through all the sugar packets at this point. So, you know, sometimes also they'll just have that jar of sugar on the table, and sometimes people will just add sugar to their coffee or their tea from that jar. So once you see how much sugar this is, you'll be able to get an idea of, you know, how much of that jar you would have to pour into your drink in order to get the same amount of sugar. We're almost done here. Whoop! And you can see that I'm spilling some of the sugar out on the table, so what we're seeing in the jar is maybe even a little bit less than what 16 packets of sugar actually is. But there we go, right there. So this is about what 16 packets or 65 grams of sugar looks like. You can imagine if you were going to just add water to this sugar to try and dissolve it, how much you'd have to add. This is how much sugar is in a Coke, so you can kind of see, you know, how those things go together. Whole point of this video is that's a lot of freaking sugar, and most of the time we drink several of these throughout the day, or we're drinking these in conjunction with a meal we're eating. So if you're wondering why sodas, you know, might be the reason that you can't lose weight or that you keep gaining weight, here's your reason right here. The Sprite and the Dr. Pepper are on the same playing field with 64 grams of sugar, pretty much the same as the Coke. So I think it's interesting because I used to think that Sprite would maybe be like the healthier of the soda options. I think it's really interesting. It actually contains just as much sugar. So with the Sprite, we do miss out on the phosphoric acid and the brominated vegetable oil that we find in some of these other drinks. But still, it's worth noting that this is the same amount of sugar here. Now, actually, this Mountain Dew, I'm gonna have to take out of the little line here because it actually contains more sugar. This little baby contains 77 grams of sugar per 20-ounce bottle. That's the most of anything we've had so far. So that's actually 19 sugar packets. I've already counted them out. You can see them here. You can see that that is more sugar than we have in these other drinks. Are you surprised to find that the Mountain Dew has the most amount of sugar? We just have one drink left. So this monster clocks in at 54 grams of sugar per can. And I really like that on their label, they've actually listed the per serving amounts and the per can amounts. So you can quickly look and say, all right, 54 grams of sugar in this can. So it's actually gonna end up falling right here between the Powerade and the Dr. Pepper. And we're going to have 13 packets of sugar to signify this monster. A monstrous amount of sugar. You know, hopefully the sugar crash that you get is somehow equaled out by the energy that you're gonna get. I'm gonna talk about energy drinks in another video, but there we have it. Now it's worth noting that each one of these bottles contains a different amount of liquid, right? Some of these just have 10 ounces, some of these are like 32 ounces. So now what I'm gonna do is rearrange these to show you how much sugar these drinks contain per ounce. So ounce for ounce, which one of these drinks has the most sugar? Again, leave your guess and let's see if you can get it right. So voila. The drinks rearranged in terms of the most sugar ounce for ounce. And this is, the sugar packets here are showing per 12 ounce serving. So just to kind of standardize it across the board, now we're seeing how much sugar each of these drinks contains per 12 ounce serving. So this Minute Maid, which is only 25% juice, I just have to emphasize, this is not all fruit sugar. This is a lot of high fructose corn syrup and refined sugar. So this guy has 14 packets of sugar in a 12 ounce serving. So that's actually less than this whole bottle. Continuing on here, of course, our Mountain Dew with 11 packets of sugar. Each of our Monsters, Frappuccino, and these sodas down here each have 10 packets of sugar. And I just think that's interesting because here our energy drink is falling right in the middle of these sodas. Whereas I don't think most people realize that, you know, this is kind of a dessert the same way that these are. Same thing goes for the Frappuccino, right? Who knew it actually has more sugar than a Coca-Cola and Dr. Pepper. Continuing on, this little fruit shoot, again, the juice drink that's being marketed to children, has just a little bit less sugar than the Dr. Pepper. And they keep going. Again, the coconut water still down there with the absolute least amount of sugar. It would technically be a packet and a half per 12 ounce serving of coconut water, but you still get the idea in terms of seeing how much sugar these different drinks contain. So in a future video, I'm going to do this little sugar packet representation with foods. So I've got some Oreos, Twinkies, a little Yoplait yogurt, and of course everybody's favorite, gummy bears. Let me know which you think contains the most sugar, and of course be sure to subscribe so you can catch that future video. I want to thank you so much for watching this video. Please leave me a comment. Let me know your thoughts after seeing this. If you have questions or topic and video requests, be sure to leave those for me as well. I'm always thrilled to see your feedback. If you want to learn more about me and my health coaching practice, you can visit me at CorrinaRachel.com. I do hope that you will join us on Google+ and our other social networks where we're always sharing helpful information. Thank you so much, and I look forward to seeing you again next time.